Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Aviation This Week on Channels Television. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi. Airfares are basically driven by the law of demand and supply, while customer service remains an edge for any airline to sell itself. And Nigerian Airlines living up to their bidding. That's what we're looking at on the program, and we will hear the many voices of passengers. Plus, an industry expert advocates for a national carrier, and some pilots take up the captain position in an airline. That's this edition in view, and our background report is up next.
Aviation is described as the real World Wide Web, a network of airlines, airports, and air traffic control organizations that link major cities and small communities of the world 24 hours a day with very advanced aircrafts. In 2016 alone, the International Air Transport Association said connectivity increased with the establishment of more than 700 new routes, and a record 3.7 billion passengers flew safely to their destination. With global air travel increasing in nearly every market, it is essential that airlines do everything they can in order to provide the best experiences and services and to meet customer demands. Several research results reveal that airline performance, as judged by consumers, is not only related to the products and services provided by airline companies, but related to the level of their customer service. Here in Nigeria, the issue of ticket fares and customer service is intertwined, as every passenger expects value for monies paid. From observation, most morning flights between 6:40 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. to various destinations across the country are usually expensive, particularly on routes such as Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Lagos, owing to high demand. Prices range from between 34,000 naira, while 7:40 a.m. flight goes for 29,000 naira to 33,500 naira depending on the route. Abuja and Port Harcourt are usually the prime routes.
For example, your market is Lagos to Abuja, Lagos and Abuja market. So what you look at is how many seats are available for the demand, what kind of demand compared to supply. So it's simply an economics problem. You're trying to match demand to supply. When there's too much supply, then of course prices will fall. Too little supply, prices will rise, which is why people domestically in Nigeria, everybody goes, oh, in Christmas the prices are high. It's not because of the wish of the airlines, it's simply because of the demand at that time compared to the amount of supply. But every airline will look at the amount of demand and then use that to build their plans.
What exactly do passengers think about the fares?
The ticketing and the amount, I think, is fairly okay compared to maybe using the bus or the cab services. Prices are not consistent depending on when and how you book. But the least I've paid is about 23,500, sometimes 30-something thousand, 20-something thousand and above. Just below 23,000, that's the least I've paid.
Cost is relative. Yeah, an airline might charge a particular amount, another airline charges another, amount. So it depends on which airline that you are familiar, with.
For this airline passengers, it's mixed feelings over the level of service provided by airlines.
When we came pretty in time, 11 o'clock, expecting to board and move off at 1, they then told us that it would now be 3 o'clock for the plane to leave Enugu for Lagos. But now look at the time. It is almost 3 o'clock, no sight of the plane. And you know what is disturbing is that we have to get our connection Lagos to Freetown tomorrow morning.
I was supposed to fly today at 5 p.m. with a particular airline. In fairness, I don't want to call their name. But they moved the flight today to 12. And they only told me this morning. And I had a program. So that ticket, I've opened it and I have to pay for opening it. They have changed my time and they are not paying me back for loss of or inconvenience or loss of opportunity.
Most times, these delays are not unconnected to fuel supply.
We have a problem with supply of Jet A1 here, a cost problem, a supply problem. So yes, we do always have the fear of guarantee of supply, first of all, and then the cost of that supply.
The dimension of time reliability and customer service, convenience and in-flight services has a positive effect on the airline image, as most passengers are most likely to form a strong image of that airline and are more likely to fly the airline again and recommend the airline to other passengers.